I have never boxed before. This will be my first match. My opponent has a name, but I don't even really know it. I know his name's Mark. He comes off a real smarmy individual, real full of himself, and it's time somebody stood up to him and said, "Hey, pal, you're not that fucking great," you know. The fight came about as we were watching some of these amateur boxing matches they have each Wednesday down at Bell Bottoms, and sitting there with some friends, and Mark came up and he was like, "Everybody's afraid to fight me because everybody's so weak and scared of me." And I said, "Well, I'm not afraid to fight you." He's like, "Ha ha, look at you, you're pathetic, you're out of shape." And I'm like, you give me 8 weeks to train and I'll step in that ring with you. So basically he was just going around being a pompous ass, and I pulled his punk card, and that's how the bout came about. Mark is a bouncer at the 5 Point South Music Hall. Any of you have been there may be familiar with him. He's a little punk ass that looks like Fred Durst. So he may have thrown you out on occasion, or you know, punched you in the face for no reason, because apparently he does things like that.
To fight someone who doesn't have the intelligence to do anything other than challenge people, excuse me, because he's a bouncer at a bar, I wouldn't really waste my time with a person like that. A person like that should be relegated to the lowest rungs of our society and never allowed to come forth into decent humanity.
I do believe that he is a first-class asshole.
Seems to me like he's probably lower than scum.
It's not that I hate Mark any more than I hate anybody else. I'm a man of love and peace. But, and I don't threaten because it sounds juvenile. I will just say, I will make him a promise. And I'll say, "Well, Mark, you shouldn't have shot your mouth off, and now you're going to have to back it up." Apparently he's done kickboxing for many years, which is a little different from boxing because you use your feet. But I don't know how long he's been professionally boxing. This fight takes place Wednesday, April the 24th, 2002 at Bell Bottoms in Birmingham South Side.
I work with Michael at the Little Professor bookstore, and that's about it. I don't really talk to him that much. I don't like him that much. He's sort of a kiss ass with the customers. He's real nice to them, but he's just pretty lazy when there's nobody around.
I work with him a couple of days a week. We close together on Thursday nights. Mike usually, surfs his conspiracy websites. He's really just kind of, a little jerk off, and nobody really likes him. People say we do, but we don't.
I expect it to be a sold-out crowd. I expect it to be people lining the streets outside so they can be the first to hear who wins, since they won't actually be able to witness the fight.
I don't know that Mike's been training at all for this fight. That seems to be the problem.
I've been in hardcore, intense training for the past 6 weeks now.
For weeks now, it seems like he's getting ready by eating lots of potato chips and drinking soda.
See, I've been lifting weights rigorously each day. I've been chasing squirrels to get my footwork down.
Well, I'd say Michael is tubby, lazy, and wimpy.
I've been running about 8 miles a day down at the track.
Michael's probably mostly a girl.
I run up and down the stadium steps to build up the cardiovascular system, build up the calf muscles, the hamstrings.
I don't think fat, bearded girls need to fight.
No, Mike pretty much, he wears his brand on his sleeve. There's not really much depth to him.
Let's see, I've been throwing a medicine ball back and forth with my dog. She helps out a lot. I've been hitting the heavy bag. My trainer had me at first, before I got to the heavy bag, he had me punching sides of beef, frozen sides of beef from a meat hook to build up the toughness in my hands. So I've been doing all that. I've been doing the the thing that looks like you're hitting a testicle.
I think he's under the impression that pretty much the only way he's going to win is if the little green men he keeps reading books about and talking to us about come down here and beam him up into a little spaceship, give him a rectal probe, probably feel better than the beating he's going to get that fight there.
Yeah, he usually doesn't last 9 minutes on top of flat square objects, so he's probably going to lose. He's a big loser, and he's going to lose and he's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, he might be able to get some good punches in for about 30 seconds, but after that, yeah, he'll be Homer Simpson.
I don't think that emotions I don't think chloroform can help him get through this fight. I don't think he's going to make it in 15 seconds.
But all the things you would expect from a professional fighter. I'm treating this as if it is a professional fight.
Well, Michael has always had a good athletic background. However, he has never really embraced organized sports per se, but he also took karate. I think he was a purple belt when he retired.
Even though I'm not doing it for money, I'm doing it for every guy out there, every little guy who's had the sand of life's beach kicked in his face. I'm doing it for that guy. For every guy who's been victimized by a bully, I'm doing it for that guy. I'm doing it for every girl that hasn't slept with me yet. I'm doing it for them too. So I'm doing it for the downtrodden, the working class people of this country who look around each morning and say, hey, these floors are dirty as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm doing it for those people. Next question.
Watching him get beat up should be pretty fun.
I'm sure there'll be a full crowd of my friends and fans rooting for me.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see him get beat up for a long time, so I'll probably be there.
Well, my family members, of course, my mother, who would support me in anything I do, she's behind me. My father, I haven't really talked to him much about it, but I like to think that he's behind me.
I'm disheartened that he wouldn't have enough sense not to join into such an activity such as this.
I think, as any proud father would be, he's very proud of me and has my back no matter what happens, and is behind me 100%. I don't expect my mother to be there because of I asked her actually not to attend because of the beating I'm going to put on this other guy. I would hate for her to see her sonny boy, result to such savagery and actually hurt someone else. So I've asked her respectfully not to attend, but my father, I'm sure, will be.
Having no boxing skills himself, I think this is sort of childish, to say the least.
But I know that as long as I have my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in the ring with me, no matter what happens, I'll be okay.
Well, I think the general consensus is that Mike's doomed to lose.
As far as, God is for the little guy just like I am, so I like to think that he's in my corner in this one.
Should this fight actually occur, I hope that both participants learn the futility of fighting in such a manner as this.
I'd hate to tip my hat this early to my opponent. I don't want him, it's going to be a surprise. But let's just say it's going to be something, it's going to be so fast that not only is he not going to see it coming, if the crowd blinks, they might miss it. So, no blinking.
These guys are not in the competition. This is just truly a grudge match. Two men are going to enter this ring tonight just to settle a little something between them. I'll give you a little history of what it was. The other night at Seven Dust and Saliva, a great guy named Mike McCall, and this great security guy named Mark Hopper. He looks like Fred Durst. He said, hey man, I told you it's time to go. He snatched his beard. He said, hey, you can't do that to me. And he shoved his ass right out the door and locked it, just like in Roadhouse. So tonight, he said, you're not gonna take my Budweiser tonight, motherfucker. You're gonna step in the ring, and we're gonna settle it man for man. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. At this time, let me introduce to you one of the meanest, toughest security guards ever, fighting from 5 Points Music Hall. Put your hands together for Mark Harper. And here's opponent, fighting for the common man, marvelous Mike McCall. Put your hands together for marvelous Mike McCall. The biggest ass-kicking bouncer in Birmingham. Give it up for Mark Harper. All right, guys, pull it to the middle of the ring. This will be a very special grudge match. 3 1-minute rounds. 3 1-minute rounds if they're able to go 3 1-minute rounds. There's a lot of hatred in there. Here we go. Come on, gentlemen. We want to see some punches in there. Come on, come on, come on. McCall says he wants some more. Just bring it. No retreat, no surrender in there, fellas. Watch the boats riding, watch the boats riding. He's got his hands down. You better hit him. Hit him. Hit him.
In order to knock some sense into this guy, I'm going to have to get in shape.
1. Messi in round 2.
Why?
Mike McCall in there fighting for every man who's ever been kicked out of the bar. And Mark Harper fighting for the pride of all doormen.